Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge, an angel warrior of the Midwest and a messenger of the covenant, representing the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, the self-taught one, Master Suleiman, who has given us the Injil, gospel revelations, with the Injil key that gives us the understanding of the unsealed scriptures. This is Up Late Update with Malik Hodge. Today is August the 3rd, 2022. This is where we take current events and give the understanding from the unsealed scriptures. Let us begin with topic number 1. The Senate votes 95-1 to add Sweden and Finland to NATO. The Senate on Wednesday voted overwhelmingly to approve the resolution ratifying Sweden and Finland accession to NATO, sending another signal that Congress remains unified and opposes Russia's aggression toward Ukraine and Europe. The Senate voted 95-1 to approve the resolution, with every member of the Democratic caucus and most Republicans voted to support it. Ratifying protocols of accession that NATO allies signed on July the 5th. Senator Josh Hawley, Republican Missouri, who argued in recent op that the United States should focus on containing China instead of expanding NATO, was the only Republican to vote no. Senator Rand Paul, Republican of Kentucky, voted present on the resolution. We cannot strengthen our deterrent postures in the Pacific if we send in more forces and resources to Europe to defend new allies. That's the bottom line, Holly said on the floor before the vote. The resolution was a top priority of Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican, who visited Sweden and Finland in May as part of the congressional delegation that also met with Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky. McConnell insisted that the Senate ratify Sweden and Finland, NATO members, before leaving for the month-long August recess. There is just no question that amid these robust democratic countries with modern economies and capable interruptible militaries will only strengthen the most successful military alliance in human history, McConnell said on the Senate floor. McConnell noted that Sweden and Finland aligned purport already participated in NATO and American-led missions, and that Finland already meets NATO's target that members spend at least 2% of their national gross domestic product on defense. He suggested that the Republican colleagues who voted against expanding NATO made a mistake, arguing that standing up to Russia aggression will send a strong message to China leaders. Even closer cooperations with these partners will help us counter Russia and China. Their accession will make NATO stronger and America more secure, he said. Now, it's one thing in there that I noted in reading it earlier was that members spend at least 2% of their national gross domestic product on defense. So you have to think about this. That to NATO, if you're a member, America is selling weapons. They're in the business of selling weapons. So if you're in NATO, listen, your national budget, it says it. Let me read that again. Here it is. Okay. That Finland already meets NATO's target that members spend. Listen, NATO's target that members spend at least 2% of their national gross domestic product on defense. So everybody in NATO must spend 2% of their national gross product on defense. And America sells the weapon. America is the seller of the weapons. Or they have to. So to get into NATO, you have to be buying defense. You have to spend a lot of money on defense. So just something to look at. However, they're upping the buck let more people into NATO, bringing more European nations together, thinking that's going to deter or cause a slowdown to deter Russia's aggression or China's aggression to Taiwan, to America, thinking that in the event that NATO is stronger because it has added these two other countries, that this is a NATO is a system that it's like we all in this, and if you mess with one of us, we all gonna get you. It's a bullying system that they think that they can deter Russia from to back off of the EU, and to deter China to back off of Taiwan, because they have added numbers, and they see this as the more countries, the more men, the more military, that they got more together in numbers. So that's the strategy that they're taking in NATO. However, it's just more countries that will be added into when this spirals out of control from the NGO perspective, because everything that America does is going to backfire. All these plans and all their plans that they're planning, trying to secure victories, they're preparing, prompting for wars that they see, and thinking that with the adding of countries that they're securing, they will find themselves and find America being more secure. But they're going to find out that when these countries start to feel the pinch on them, and because of what America is doing and causing, then these countries are, they're not going to have the resources to respond or do what America does. So they're going to feel the backlash. Their people are going to feel the backlash of what's taking place when these wars and certain things kick off. That is going to cause them to think about, how do we get into this? Why are we letting America get us into this, and they're able to do this, but we're suffering? And when the people are suffering, the people's gonna call for change. They're gonna, all that, no water, no clean water, no cold, no hot water, no heat, no without energy, without gas. What are you gonna do? Even that energy is gonna be down. So they're thinking that numbers is gonna bring the gas on or keep you um, from experiencing these losses or doing without that. So just something to keep look to keep your eyes on, knowing that everything is going to backfire, and already, America's pushing this war in Ukraine. They spent $23 billion in Ukraine. Hold on, 23 billion. Billion? Excuse me, let me check that. I don't want to have that wrong. I want to make sure. Oh. Yeah. 23 billion. I'm right. I just don't want to get that wrong. And they're pushing this war. And Russia's response is to turn off the gas. Stop the wheat. So when it gets cold, when you have no gas, when you don't have no food to eat, you don't have nothing to cook it, or you cold and you can't take a hot shower, or you don't have no energy, then reality will set in fast. So everything they're planning for, pay attention. It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire. Now, let's move on to our next topic. Alright, let's see. We're going to move to the UN Secretary General said energy companies around the world make record profits during global crisis is immoral. said it's immoral. Said the energy companies have made record grosses while charging the citizens and peoples in the countries that are suffering in many ways. They have been charging extreme prices, and the companies, the corporations have all made record profits. Now, I picked this topic because it just goes to show how the prices of gas just rose overnight. And I mean double, triple. I mean just was going through the roof. Not only was the gas that was going in the car, the electric bills, the energy market, period, the home electric, just bills with surging in every ad, the house bills, the transportation energy bill, just through the roof. However, the companies, the energy companies, have been eating great, eating record profits. They've been receiving record profits. That means the price went up for the people, but the price wasn't literally up for the companies. And as you see, now they just can reduce the price because they done ate for months. They've been charging the people high prices continuously. I mean, just sticking it to the people. And their companies are gaining, the companies are gaining record profits. It just goes to show there's nothing in this world, in this whole system. It's geared on deceit, lies, deception, and conning, and conniving and beating people, always getting over. This system, this is why we have to bring this whole system, this whole reality, we got to bring this to an end. There's nothing, there's no freedom, there is nothing in this system that is of righteousness, that is represents unity or anything, nothing. All this is capitalism, democracy, demonists. Just take advantage, do people wrong, scam people. That's all this whole system is about. Why people are barely making it, trying to get by, prices rising, gas prices all up, electric prices up, and the corporations are making record profits. Now, make sense out of that. That means they didn't have to charge all that money they've been charged. Now they want to act like, well, hell, we made record, we doubled our money. Everybody, all of them was working together. That's like committing a unified, what's that called? I just had a word for it. Monopoly. A unified monopoly. Let's all put our prices up, raise them up tremendously. When we all get y'all, long as y'all keep them prices up, we all keep our prices up. They'll have to get it, and we gonna make a lot of money. The hell with the people. But that's the way this system is. Now they want to act like they're drawing back the prices after they made record profits. Now they, can you see the gas prices went down? It's to pay attention to how things are done. And how they make light of how they. This is the system. But this is the American system. This is the Caucasian system. It is a take system. All it is it's gonna take and drain. It's not trying. It's nothing right by it. This system is not made to do right by no one. So just something to pay attention to. Record profits. The corporations, these gas companies, and like they make record profits. Yes, they making record profits because we got record prices. Record prices brings in record profit, and then they have to charge what they've been charging. Now they're acting like, oh, we're pulling back. You already made record profits. You ain't pulling back. You done made your money. You should get back to somewhat towards what it should be. Now, let's go to the next topic. That's the number. The companies made, a lot of companies made, or like they said the number was $100 billion in profit. These countries had $100 billion. They will gouge, and see, it's gouging, but it's taking energy on both ends from you. It's costing you more for less, and it's taking money that could be going or energy that can be being put to something else, or money that can be going somewhere else, it's taking it. It's taking that as well. So, man, it's nothing but a game. It's nothing but a game out here. Now, our next topic is Taiwan. Since Nancy Pelosi's excuse me. Since Nancy Pelosi's, let me see where we are on our time. Oh, we're great. Just making sure. Visited Taiwan. China, Beijing has been carrying out military drills all around Taiwan. They've stopped Beijing, Taiwan's chip manufacturing industry is to be affected after China halts sand exports to Taiwan. China has banned citrus fruits, seashell, and frozen mackerel from Taiwan. China is upset, furious. China said that this visit from Pelosi has damaged the relationship between America and China. But the thing is, you see politicians and Americans, you know, proud and boastful, that saying that, yeah, Pelosi, Americans can go anywhere they want to go. They can visit anywhere they want to visit. They can go talk and speak to whoever they want to speak to. So, they put this persona. America don't have to ask nobody to do nothing. But you going in people's country that got a government that can tell you if they don't want you coming over here speaking to nobody about nothing. America do it. You didn't let the sheik come in and get their money that you stole. You ain't let him come in. You wouldn't let him in the country when you stole his money. So, it's always the game plan. And, China is upset and knows, until America knows what they're doing. They're undermining their one China laws and rules. They're undermining it. And America want to act like what they're doing is no problem. It's not undermining nothing. Then you get up and you speaking in front of and putting thoughts into the people of Taiwan in their heads, fueling the fire, and say that you're, you know, you don't know. We don't know why y'all getting upset. See, you play with fire, just like they said. You play with fire, you'll find yourself getting consumed by fire. So that's what's shared by China, Beijing. They will keep these drills taking place till Sunday. And no one knows what they don't know what China's thinking, but China said there will be severe, and they stated that severe consequences. America will suffer severe consequences. And America with its hey, America's talking like we knew what they was gonna do before they did it. We knew they wasn't gonna do nothing. We don't know why they get mad. I mean, talking real slick. But we'll see. We will see. Don't know that 200 million man army is due to hit the shores of the West Coast. So, why America, do what you do. Let's move on to our next topic. Okay, all right. I'm not finding my. Okay, here we are. So, we're going to go to Israel over in the Middle East. Israel IDF forces apprehended a dozen of Palestinian terror suspects. And they're having the what is the jihad, or those in the Gaza Strip. Well, Israel is carrying out this task force, and looking on, you have to really you really have to see how Israel's action is like when you looking the way Israel moves and the way false Israel moves, it's like, man, if you're looking at what do you call it? It looks like severe prejudice. Just the way that they do with that, how they move, how false Israel move through their country and through the Gaza Strip and through the Palestinian area. Like they don't walk and go through house by house knocking on doors in the Jewish what they call them, the Jewish the Jewish areas, province. They don't go through there knocking on their door with guns out, but they walk through the Palestinian areas, knocking on their doors, going in their homes with military with guns, searching home, not door by door, terrorizing. But they ain't all up in. They're not walking through false Israel. They're not walking through their Jewish peoples. They're not doing that. They only do this stuff, this type of thing, in these areas. Going in and knocking on doors, taking what they, you don't have no right, no law. Hey, if we think this is how it is. If we think this is how it is. That's how these false Jews run. That's how they rule Jerusalem, this Palestinian land. They run it with an iron fist and demand they will kill and take life at an instance. I'm talking about where a rock hit a man in the head and they'll justify killing because they are fighting them with stones. They will turn and kill them and will shoot them people down. But that's the way that they operate and run these operations through these areas. These people don't have really a chance or a law or nothing. They got to improvise on whatever these false Jews or these false Israelis are doing to them. They just terrorize in every way. And they, walk in, they gun down. It's not a question. And they take in, they say, well, you're speaking for your people. Your people, because you're in this and you're speaking for your people, you're a terrorist because your people, you're good spokesman for your people. You're rallying your people up to come against us. But we the ones being, the Palestinians are the ones who land you sitting on. The Palestinians are the ones being tortured and kicked around Homes walked in, just unannounced, just walking through. We just checking. We checking cars, we checking homes. This is what they do, and they don't go and false in the other province. They don't go through their province doing nothing like that. They just remind you when you see straight racist or prejudice acts. That's what it look like. That's all it is. They don't give a damn about nobody, and that's false Israel. If you do this, we gonna do this. We gonna kill you. If you ain't with, we'll kill. And that's the attitude of false Israel. So when this abomination of desolation takes place, no, we keep that same energy, because that's exactly what we gonna do to y'all. That's exactly what's gonna happen to false Israel when Michael and his angels go to war with the dragon and his angels. You're gonna be taken out. So let's move on to, it's the same thing. Another part of what's taking place in Israel. Well, this ain't with Israel. Oh yeah, the defense, because they're apprehended a major a major leader and his son in Palestine, and the Palestinian, the group is vowing to retaliate, and they're trying to keep people they're trying to keep the false Israel civilians out of the way, and out of the eastern part or western part of the city, because they're saying that they might be sniped or shot at or bombed. So they're keeping the cars, the traffic, and keeping people out the area. However, this is what the false Israel's defense minister Benny Gantz shared. I'm concluding a tour with the chief of general staff at the Judea and Samaria division, and in observation post overlooking the progress of overlooking the progress at the separation barrier and the operational activity along the sim line. Our policy in clear those who want to work and live in good neighborliness will receive an outstretched hand. With the other hand, we will harm. On the other hand, we will harm anyone who wants to harm the citizens of Israel and perpetrate terrorism. The IDF, the ISA, Shinebolt, and the Israel Defense Forces will continue their operational activities with all tools and in all areas. Any threat to the citizens of false Israel will be met with a powerful response, and we will, of course, prepare for any scenario derived from this exact same concept. We are also making progress in the work on semi-line barrier and adjusting the operational concept continuously in order to protect the civilians' home front and also to expand the economic circles between us and the Palestinians based on common interests of prosperity and stability. In response to America, and stability. That's it on that. So, they're going to continue, as you see, that how they handle, Palestine. It's a similar feeling. And see, we know when false Israel was taken down, who we gonna put to keep them pent up where they're going? When the Palestinians turn and these people are live in they literally are the man, like the way the second citizens, these America always want to talk about, somebody doing this, doing that. And they sit up and they watch these things. Well, hell, what America does to the black man and woman, it's just, but, terror and horror. And always been that way. But that's the same way that false Israel is treating and doing to the Palestinians. They're on their land. They know damn well that false Israel is not true seed of nothing. They ain't nothing but Caucasian Jews. Jewish. They don't have no claim to nothing. They nomads. They don't have no land. They don't have that. They are on these people's land and they treat these people as they are nothing. They walking through telling you here, we gonna keep doing this, and they must, as long as it's prosperous with us, as long as they getting with us, And this is the same. Hey, if you look at what they do, they take their land. They trying to say they ain't gonna do it now, but this is what they was doing last year, walking in, kicking their people, kicking Palestinians out of their homes. This is ours. But you know, the abomination of desolation, this the shock of the hour. Hey, it's just in a little time. False Israel is going down. So we, from us knowing the unsealed perspective, unsealed scriptures, it's just something you gotta look at and say that damn. How would you feel if you that's how we already know how it is, but you ain't walking through your people's homes and houses and searching. You walk straight over here, and stretch us out, and y'all securing them. You ain't securing our people. You ain't securing nothing over here. Okay. Let's go to our next topic. And that's Iran. Iran response to American action. Iran let me see. I'm just going to state this. Iran warns U.S. not to test its resolve. Don't test. In response to America's actions, this is Iran. We started pumping gas into hundreds of a new generation of centrifuges last night based on the decisions made by the Iranian government. America should not think that they can gain concessions at the negotiating table with these actions. America should put aside excessive ambition. We are people of negotiation and we are people of negotiation and logic. We are serious about reaching a good, strong, and lasting agreement. But if the Americans side wants to continue this path, we will never be without a plan. So, Raphael Gross said America has been informed about Iran's new centrifuges and that's in Washington. They have been informed about the new centrifuges that Iran has. what's his name, Gross, Raphael Gross said, they could, if Iran is in compliance, they will need to get in there and be able to see what they're. So basically, they want to make sure that they can look and see what's taking place. They want to make sure they got an eye so they can spy on what they're doing and they can know how they're doing what they're doing. And so the America's this Raphael Gross said he's a part of the inspectors that inspect the nuclear facilities. Said we can tell what they're doing if they will allow us to see, if we could have a chance to go in and see what's taking place, and they can tell, how fast or what all they're doing, and how basically they need to get in to see what's taking place in their nuclear program, to see so they can make their assessment and keep a tab on Iran's nuclear program. So it's just that anytime we're speaking on Iran, I make a note because this is a very key to where we are in time, and what Iran has shared, that they stepped into some new generation and got some new centrifuges, and they're doing this in response of America stealing oil off of ships and illegally selling it. So they're made these new centrifuges, and they're told they don't know why America's being so aggressive, but Iran is sharing with them that they're why America has this excessive ambition, and that Iranian people are people of negotiation and logic. We people of negotiation and logic. Like it's logical. We don't move off of logic like mathematics. Logic. We're not moving off of nothing else. And we are serious about reaching a good, strong, and lasting agreement. But if America side wants to continue this path, we will never be without a plan. So the abomination of desolation is this time that we're in is going to be sparked by this very event, this JCPOA, these centrifuges, this Iran's nuclear project, nuclear program. This is what's going to kick the war off in the Middle East. Because Iran is letting you know that if America don't want to change their aggression in their ways, if they want to keep trying to, force this and tell us this, and they ain't gonna do that, then we are there. They are negotiating and logic people, and they keep a plan. We always got a plan. That's what they tell them. We got a plan already ready for you. So whenever you do whatever you going to want to do, we got a plan. We always thinking logic and always got a plan for you. So they're just letting them know that when this time comes, when this decision is made, if you don't want to do it or not, we are prepared. We have a plan. And this plan is what's going to take place is this war in the Middle East is going to kick out, and Michael and his angels are going to take on the dragon and his angels. Master Farad Muhammad, Iran and Syria is going to go to war with the dragon and his angels. The House of Saud, Britain and America, false Israel, and the other 6 Sunni nations that have lined and made a covenant, made an alliance with their open enemies and Satan, up under the Abrahamic Accord. They're all against the true seed of Abraham. The accord to keep the black man and woman down. However, this abomination of desolation is what's going to get false Israel and America kicked out the Middle East. Saudi Arabia sieged. Saudi Arabia kicked off the land. America and Britain kicked out of the Middle East. The false Israel sieged and then destroyed. And those other 6 nations is going to get hit as well. So Iran and Syria will be in control of the whole Middle East. So that shock of the hour is going to be, at that time that's going to be the shock of the hour, which is going to shock the world, because it's going to clear up all lies, deceit, smoke, clear up the smoke, clear up the fog, clear it all out, clean your eyes out, because you're going to be, everybody on the planet will know for sure who the true seed of Abraham is. And when you know that, then you're going to know exactly who these devils are over here in America. And that is going to be the shock of the hour, and that is going to cause them to attack us straight out. So that's the overview. That's the end of. Oh, before we go, okay. Where we at? Oh, no. I'll make it quick. Well, the weather, and it was just due to time, we can do it tomorrow. We're gonna have to pull back. That's our topics for the day. And like always, I want to thank you for watching. And we'll see you here tomorrow, same time. 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific, and I want to greet you as I came in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.